I don't think enough people have had their say on it, so I thought I'll put it to you guys as well. Jody, I'll start with yourself. I mean, having seen everything that's been going on, is there a way back for Mo here?
I think there is a way back.
Yeah.
I think whenever you're a player of that level and stature, I think there needs to be the door open. But then it's up to the manager and the club whether that's and the play, obviously, whether that's doable. I mean, I think he's been out of order, and I think I think if anyone who knows this type of play, Mo Salah knew exactly what he was doing when he gave that interview. I think he crossed the line. I think Liverpool have addressed it well. I think the manager has addressed it well. But I think there's always a way back when you're that level of player like Mo Salah. So,
of course.
I mean, we have to see how it plays out.
Well, 100%. I'm interested that you said this type of play or this type of thing. I mean, the manager has, seemingly come out well. I think he's handled his interviews really, really good. But Clinton, how unsettling is this really going to be to that squad? Because they got a great result in midweek, of course. Any team going to the San Siro.
Yeah, it'll be a bit unsettling, but first and foremost, that group of players, you're playing for Liverpool Football Club. They pay your wages. So first and foremost, whatever's happening with Mo Salah, once he picks you and you cross that white line, you've got to go out there and deliver. Listen, it's hard. In a way, I see where Mo Salah's coming from, but I agree with what Jody said. He can't say some of the stuff. If you fell out with your manager, me personally, and I'm not comparing because I never will. Mo Salah's here, I'm down here. But what I'm going to say is there's many times I fell out with my manager, but what I will do is I wouldn't come out and say it publicly. I'd go and see him and we'll go toe-to-toe, and then we'll have, if we've got a disagreement, I'll tell him how I feel. Mo Salah, in his way, thinks he shouldn't have been dropped. Well, he should have been dropped, but he's probably looking at it and think others should have been dropped. But if he drops everyone, he can't pick an 11, can he? Because everyone's not been performing. But I think we are talking about it because it's Mo Salah and the standards that he sets. But I hope there's a way back because, as Jody said, he's a terrific player. He'll go down as one of the best players to ever play in the Premier League. He'll go down as a legend at that football club. So I can understand Mo Salah's frustration, but I don't think you can ever kind of dig out your manager. Because at the end of the day, Jody would tell you he's been a coach. And managers don't have to be friends with players. All they need to do is just coach them. And he's got 20-something players to coach, not just Mo Salah. So if he makes that decision, I know how big Mo Salah is, probably just have a word with him. But hopefully, he said sorry this morning, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean he said they've spoken. What's really interesting, though, is obviously Slot was having a really tough time. He was getting to a point where the fans were kind of going, get him out, don't want him there. He's handled this situation so well. Do you think this has almost come at the right time for him? It's almost a way for him to kind of get the fans on side? Because Jamie Carragher was saying today that he thinks that Slot's actually the winner in this, not that it should be one.
Yeah, and I think Carragher's right. I think that if there's any Liverpool fans that were maybe talking about how poor Slot has been or the team or whatever, the fact that this has come around at this point, the type of Liverpool fans that they are up there is they know what's right and wrong. And we was talking about it off air there. I was like, Liverpool fans ain't idiots, and they know that Mo Salah has pulled a wrong move here, and he said something similar maybe about a year ago.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And I like I said, the fact that they were singing his name at 0-0 the other day at Inter, I thought was a little bit of a sign of where the Liverpool fans are with Slot. And okay, no one wants something like this to happen to be able to then get your backing of your fans, but it is nice when something happens and you can see that the fans are behind the manager because he does need a little bit of a lift.
He does. What do you reckon? Do you think it's come at the right time for him?
Yeah, definitely. Listen, if Mo Salah don't say anything, the pressure's on Arne Slot because Liverpool weren't getting the results. Now he said something because it's such a star like Mo Salah, one of the best in the world. All we're talking about is Mo Salah, so he's kind of gone under the radar. And then the Inter Milan result was fantastic. It was a big result for them. It's a hard place to go to Inter Milan, and for them to get the 1-0 result, it's fantastic. There's only probably one person hoping they didn't get the result, and he was sitting back at home. Yeah. And that's how you think sometimes as a footballer. Yeah. So that he would have probably been thinking, and I'm not saying that, but that's how footballers think. When you're not involved, you're like thinking, oh, I hope it doesn't go well for him. But as I say, Arne Slot comes out of it, the good guy, and hopefully now Liverpool can kick on. But for the sake of the Premier League and for Liverpool Football Club, I'd love Mo Salah to still be in a Liverpool
shirt. And it's also a shame for Mo Salah because you go, if he is not going to play for Liverpool again, what a way to ruin what, not, he ain't going to ruin it. He's always going to have like Cara said the other day, he's always going to have a legacy there. But just a shame that you've been such a world-class player, such an amazing performer for Liverpool. Why do something like this? And he knew what he was doing. That's what the worst thing about it is, that he knew what he was doing.
That's it. I mean, you look at the Mo Salah of last season. and you look at the type of goals that he scored and everything like that, his performances, this is a player that you kind of look at it, and that's why I get what Gary Neville was saying. You see it from both sides, because in his eyes, he's going, look what I achieved, but then the manager's going, well, it's not working right now.
Yeah.
I mean, so go on then, Clinton. Where do you think they go from here?
One thing I will say is no player is bigger than any football club, and especially not bigger than Liverpool. So that's what I would say. But from here, what I'm thinking is, will he say sorry? I hope this morning when Arne Slot done his press conference, he said, I'm going to speak to Mo Salah. Hopefully Mo Salah's gone and just said sorry. Look, there's a lot of talk that Mo Salah went and met Jordan Henderson. And I know what Hendo's like as a captain, as a character. Maybe he would have said to him, you know what, just go in and maybe go and say sorry. I don't know if he said that. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall to hear their conversation.
Does that happen though, between the lads? Like, do you think another player might go up to him and say, look,
I think Steven Gerrard hit the nail on the head when he spoke midweek, when he went, he's had a similar situation with Luis Suarez, and he actually, Stevie said, I think Mo Salah will, when he actually has a look at it, will say, do you know what, I probably shouldn't have said this, and maybe cross the line. And like I said, when you're a player of Luis Suarez levels, which Mo Salah is, they had to figure that out back in the day, and Stevie was part of that. And it wouldn't surprise me if Virgil van Dijk or any of the, like maybe the leadership group or whatever involved at Liverpool, are not getting together going, OK, he apologises. I'm sure the manager, the fact that he's talking and saying, look, he needs to say the right things to me for me to involve him. And I quite like that from him as well, because he's still not backing down going, I'm going to be dictated to by a player. But at the same time, knowing when you're that level, you go, if he does apologise, and let's clean slate, let's go again.
Yeah.
Because everyone wins then.
Absolutely. Well, the people you want to be, obviously, are Liverpool fans. You know, they're the ones that are kind of like witnessing this kind of all unfold. Well, look, for more on the Salah saga, we are joined live right now by former Liverpool goalkeeper Chris Kirkland. Chris, thanks so much for joining us. Chris, I've got to ask, who's that?
So he says they're going to get up now. That's Ted, the little one. He's the boss, and Sam's the black lab.
Very nice. Chris, thank you for joining us, mate. Obviously, we've got to start with that Salah scenario. What have you made of everything?
I wasn't aware of this, by the way. I wasn't aware I was going to talk about this, but I will do for you. Listen, I'm a Liverpool fan. I was lucky enough to play for the club. I'm a Liverpool fan, though. And it's just sad to see. It really is. It's took a shine off a lot of things. Listen, we're not doing well at the minute, and the team's obviously struggling, but this is just added to that as well. And it was, listen, he shouldn't have come out and said it. I think everyone can see that, but he has done. And now, obviously, everyone's facing the aftermath and what that outcome is. Listen, we can all speculate, but I think Arnie said it this morning that they were going to have a meeting with him this morning, and that meeting would determine whether he's going to be involved again tomorrow or not. So, listen, I think we all have to wait until we see the team sheet, the squad tomorrow. But it's just, listen, it should never have happened, and it's just, like I said, as a Liverpool fan, it's sad to see. You don't want things to come to this, but we've seen it happen with other players before, and normally it doesn't end well. So, but listen, we'll just have to wait and see. But it's certainly, as a Liverpool fan, it's really disappointing to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously this game against Brighton, there's going to be so many eyes on it, all about whether or not Mo will start. As someone that stepped out onto that pitch at Anfield, it's still that type of place that kind of, no matter what's going on off the pitch, how do you think the Anfield crowd will be on Sunday?
Well, listen, I can't speak for everyone, but listen, Liverpool fans, for me, I know people are going to say, well, you're going to say that, but I'm a Liverpool fan, but, they're fair. They're some of the best fans in the world for me. So, but listen, some will be upset, some will have their own. We've seen that one, obviously, with the Trent situation when he left, having been adored, and then he's obviously left. So, listen, fans have got the right to feel the way they do, but sometimes, I don't agree with booing. I never have done and never will do. I won't go into somebody else's work and boo them, no matter what the situation is. But we live in a world these days where, unfortunately, people do things that they want to do. So, but listen, we'll see what happens on tomorrow. I'm at the game tomorrow. First and foremost, I'm looking forward to the game, and I'm just as interested as a Liverpool fan to see if Mo Salah will be on the team sheet or in the squad. And I think, it'll speak volumes either way tomorrow with what the outcome of that is.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a fantastic game, as you say. Now, Chris, you've released your brand new book. Tell us all about it, and why now to do it.
Well, it's Yeah, it's my one and only book. Listen, I know you do some amazing work as well. I followed a lot of what you do. I know you lost a friend to suicide, and you do some amazing work around mental health. And it's more for that reason. Listen, I had a decent career. I had a decent career, and nowhere near as to the levels of a lot of players. And I got asked to do a book a few years ago, and I thought, well, you know, nobody's really going to be that interested in reading about my career. But with the stuff that's happened towards the end of my career, and with the addiction to the painkillers and the mental health and stuff like that, I think it was the right time to do it. I'm in a much better place now. I've been for the last 3.5 years. I've been off everything, all the medication, all the painkillers, which I was addicted to for over 10 years. So I just thought that when I got asked by Robert Careless and Terrace Tales, who have been absolutely amazing, when they rang me and said, look, we think you should do this, we think it'll be a great read, we think it's going to help a lot of people, and the way they pitched it and the way they spoke and took care of it when they did approach me with it, I asked my wife, I asked my daughter, and they just said, listen, you know, you're going to help a lot of people. And that's why I wanted to do it as well. And you don't do that, listen, you know yourself, you don't do that for pats on the back. You don't do it to get awards or anything like that. You do it because you hope that if you need that help one day, people will be there for you. So it just made sense to do it. It's got everything in there from the career. It's got loads of pictures of the dogs as well. If you do follow me on, or people do follow me on social media, they know that I'm dog mad. But it's got a lot of stuff in there about what I do now with the LFC Foundation, with Wellness On Side, with Edge Hill University. You know, walking's brilliant. It's got everything, and it's all truth as well. It's all facts. There's no lies. It's a tough read for some, obviously, around the addiction, and you know, I had suicidal thoughts as well. But I've received a lot of help, and listen, I wouldn't be sat here talking to you now if it wasn't for my wife, my daughter, my friends. They all know who they are, and all the support I've had. But it only come from when I admitted the truth, and that wasn't until 3.5 years ago. I kept it a secret, kept things to myself for over 10 years, which is my biggest regret. I wish I would have spoke up sooner. I wish and it's people say, well, you know, the hardest thing to do is admit you've got a problem, particularly around addiction, because as soon as you mention addiction, it's that taboo word, and people go, ooh, straight away. So, but with mental health, that's my biggest regret, and that's why I wanted to do it as well, to tell people, whoever is listening, if they do read the book, no matter the situation, no matter how bad you think things are, or what people are going to think of you, just ask for help. Ask for help, and when I did 3.5 years ago, it was the biggest weight off my shoulders, and I can still feel that to this day. And then, listen, it doesn't fix everything. It takes a lot of work, then a lot of support around you. Like I said, my wife, my daughter, they've got drug tests in the next room. You know, we've set things up to hopefully not fail this time. And listen, you can never say never, but sitting here now, you know, people always ask how I am, and I always say I'm steady now. I'm a 7 out of 10, and I wish I was a 7 out of 10 when I played most weeks, but I wasn't, unfortunately. But I wish, if I can stay 7 out of 10 now for the rest of my life, I'll certainly take that.
Amazing. Chris, thank you so much, mate. It's such important words, and I just want to say it's so lovely to hear that you're in a much better place. So thank you so much. Chris's book, Keeping It Quiet, make sure you grab that, and enjoy the game tomorrow, mate.
Thank you. Take care, chaps. Good to hear from you.
Cheers.
Thanks. Mohamed Salah is going to be in the Liverpool squad for tomorrow's game against Brighton. Well, his inclusion follows discussions between Arne Slot and Salah earlier today, as detailed in Slot's news conference this morning. It's our information as well. The decision was taken with Slot putting Liverpool first and acting in the best interests of the club. We'll see how it all plays out at Anfield tomorrow.
Okay, so for our deep dive today, we're going to break down this very public conflict at Liverpool.
Yeah, the one between Mohamed Salah and the manager, Arne Slot.
Exactly. We'll be looking at expert opinions on how it was handled, the team dynamics, and then we're going to connect it to a surprisingly similar fight, for honesty, but one that happened completely off the pitch.
Let's start with the flashpoint then, the catalyst. It was that interview Salah gave, right?
Right. And pretty much every expert we looked at agreed he crossed the line.
He did. It was a direct public challenge after being dropped, and the feeling is, you know, he knew exactly what he was doing when he said what he said.
I mean, you can sort of see it from his side. He feels he shouldn't have been dropped. Maybe others were playing worse. It's understandable.
It is, but there's a golden rule in football, isn't there?
There is, and the sources all confirm it. Salah might be a world-class player, a club legend even.
But no player is bigger than the football club.
Especially not a club like Liverpool.
What's so fascinating, though, is how this all played out. Because in a strange way, Arne Slot, the manager, is seen as the winner in all this.
How so?
Well, Slot was under huge pressure from the fans, but his handling of it, especially in the press interviews, was so calm, so measured.
And when Salah made what everyone called that wrong move,
The whole mood just shifted. The fans got right behind the manager. He got them on side.
it was a really shrewd move, actually. Jamie Carragher pointed this out in the source material we saw.
Go on.
By staying so calm, Slot basically deflected all that pressure that was on him. Suddenly, nobody was talking about results. The whole conversation was about Salah's conduct.
So Slot positioned himself as the guy protecting the club's values.
Exactly.
So when something like this happens, there has to be a way back, right, for a player of Salah's importance.
Always. But it takes humility. Steven Gerrard brought up a really good point about this.
Oh, the Luis Suarez incident.
That's the one. He mentioned that in those situations, it's often the leadership group, the senior players who step in.
They mediate things, get everyone focused back on winning.
And that seems to be what happened here. The outcome is confirmed. Salah is back in the squad for the Brighton game after talking with Slot.
And the framing of that is so important. It wasn't presented as, we forgive you.
No, not at all. It was framed as Slot putting Liverpool first. He's acting in the best interest of the club by using his best players, but only after reestablishing the standard.
So it required that admission of error, that refocusing on the team.
Absolutely. And, that idea of admitting a mistake to move forward, it goes so far beyond a football pitch.
It really does. It kind of mirrors a story from a totally different part of the Liverpool world.
From former goalkeeper Chris Kirkland's book, Keeping It Quiet.
Yeah. I mean, the book details his career, which was decent, but it mostly reveals this private 10-year-long addiction to painkillers.
And the mental health struggles that came with it were just awful.
Yeah.
Suicidal thoughts, the works. He carried that all in secret for over a decade.
The message is just so powerful. He said his single biggest regret was keeping it quiet for so long.
He said the hardest thing is just admitting you have a problem. And his advice for anyone listening was just so simple.
Just ask for help.
Just ask for help. It really brings up this whole question about vulnerability, doesn't it? Whether you're a global superstar or someone struggling completely in private.
It does. Kirkland said that finally admitting the truth about 3.5 years ago was the biggest weight off his shoulders. It let him find a kind of peace.
So when you put it all together, you have Salah at Anfield challenging authority and Kirkland in his private life battling addiction. Two completely different worlds.
But the path forward was the same.
It required a really difficult admission. For Salah, admitting a mistake. For Kirkland, admitting a profound need for help. It's in that vulnerability that they, or the manager, actually found the power to take back control.
It's that necessary submission
Ah.
of the ego or of the secret. That's what lets you finally
Clean the slate and go again. So here's something for you to mull over. How often does avoiding that difficult first step, admitting you're vulnerable, actually give more power to the very problem you're trying to overcome? We'll catch you on the next deep dive.